So this particular topic comes from someone who wrote in and said, I feel like my husband is always disappointed in me, and I don't know what to do to please him. I don't know where I stand. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. What we're going to do here is something that I usually don't do. I'm going to talk more about your husband than about you. Usually with these topics, I like to help the individual understand themselves, because that way they understand where these feelings are coming from, whether they be anger, resentment, frustration, or feelings of jealousy. That kind of thing really requires you to take a look at yourself and learn how to control your mind. But in this situation, what it speaks about is about a lack of understanding of men, quite frankly, because it's a very difficult thing for a woman who has no training in marriage. And you could get lots of training here by subscribing to this channel, so you definitely should do that. But there's a lack of training. There is in our world right now this idea of gender neutrality, which honestly is a terrible thought. There is no such thing as gender neutrality. Men are men, women are women, gays are gays, transgenders are transgenders, and each of these comes with a package of biological input that changes how we think, how we behave, etc. And so it's very difficult for women especially who have no training, because men are fairly oblivious, to be honest with you, but women have an expectation that men feel the way they do, and men don't. So I'm going to talk to you about men so you could see through this sort of this veil of uncertainty that is clouding you right now and affecting you and your happiness. I want you to understand your husband a little better. So let's understand, we have to start with what we are, because we are all the same. In one aspect, we are all souls, aren't we? And so a soul has no gender. A soul is, you might say, the prepackaged being before birth, maybe after death, you might say, who takes on a body in this world, be it a male or female, and that's a big change in how the mind then operates in the world. So women operate in the world based on their female gender, based on their biological drives, which include carrying, nurturing a new soul, a baby. It is such a shame that in our world right now there is all this debate about whether a child is alive or not when it's in the womb, because it misses the point. That debate misses the point that we are originally souls who have a body. So once you've taken on this body, the gender of that body has a lot to do with you. And as a woman, what's happening is you have this compelling biological urgency to protect children, to take care of babies, to raise them. And you don't realize that men are not compelled by this same thing. They're just not biologically. Now, men have a different form of protection, where women's protection comes in the form of nurturing and caring and checking in. Man's protection is more external. A man protects the family unit, the home, the income, whatever, however it translates. But it isn't the same. A woman has a deep heart connection that she should be using with her husband tremendously, but we're trained out of that, believe it or not, with this whole women's lib movement and everything. Women are allegedly supposed to be equal to men, but they're not. Frankly, they're superior because they're tied to their heart. The heart is the soul. There's a closer connect for a woman to her soul. And the soul is all love, all forgiveness, all compassion. And when you understand that a man doesn't have that, you can then understand that he will not see you the way you would see him if the roles were reversed. And for that, you need to be compassionate towards him. See him as just not understanding. Now, I don't know. Maybe you're a terrible housewife. Maybe you don't give him enough sex. Maybe you don't take care of him with food. Maybe you don't smile enough at him. Maybe you argue with him, complain to him, criticize him. I don't know. Didn't sound like that in the email we got for that person. But that is something to look at. Because as a woman, the more that you express these qualities of heart, the more your husband will appreciate you. And that's a fact. And it doesn't take much because men are simple creatures. And in fact, if you really pour it on, but it has to be sincere. You have to become that person who does that. And if you really pour on that love and generate the happiness in your marriage, no problem. You will see big changes in how your husband responds to you. So I hope this was helpful for you. Of course, we have a couple of books at the Marriage Foundation that lay marriage out. Very, very helpful. You could check their ratings and testimonials and reviews on Amazon. And then we have, if your marriage is in distress, or if you really want to jumpstart your marriage, we have a program for women that is extremely, again, check yourself. Take a look at the reviews. So we're here for you. Lastly, very importantly, if you're having an individual problem, write in. It's a free service at the Marriage Foundation. One of our counselors who is trained to our very positive approach to marriage will get back to you.